Oh, look at him.
How pretty.
The North Carolina Zoo
Versus the Riverbanks Zoo and Garden in South Carolina.
Which one would you choose if you had to choose between the two?
Depends on if you like to walk a lot or not.
That is true. So the Riverbanks Zoo and Garden in Columbia, South Carolina, and the North Carolina Zoo, which is in Asheboro, North Carolina, we live pretty much right in the middle of the two. They're both about an hour and a half to 2 hours from us. So when we are deciding which zoo to go and visit,
we got good options.
We got good options, and we got a choice to make.
Yes.
Now, both of them are good zoos.
Yes, they are.
But they are entirely different from each other.
That is true, too.
So let's talk about the North Carolina Zoo first.
Let's do it. You're going to walk. It's good, but all your step goals are going to be met for like that day and possibly the next day and potentially even the next day.
So the North Carolina Zoo in Asheboro, North Carolina is really different than just about any zoo you probably have been to. It is more animal friendly than most zoos are, just because they really try to give all the animals a lot of space.
The habitats are massive.
And they try to make it natural to what those animals are used to.
Yes, and so they do a fantastic job of taking care of the animals that they have.
And so because they have such big pieces of land for the different types of animals, there's lots of walking, like Emily just said.
There's lots of space in between. Even the walk from the parking lot just to get to the zoo
it's a little bit of a hike.
Is a bit of a hike. So it's a long day of walking, but it is a fun day.
Now, the North Carolina Zoo pretty much has all the different animals that you would be looking forward to see. Now, one of the drawbacks for the North Carolina Zoo is when it is busy, it can be hard to actually see the animals just because there's not a huge viewing area for a lot of the animals.
And so if the animals are in an area where they can be seen from the viewing areas, they get crowded very quickly. And it makes it very hard for you or your family to get up in that front line to actually get to see them.
Yeah, the last time we were there, there was a lot of people there. And so some of the animals we were trying to see, we just had to skip past just because there was just too many people in that little viewing area for those certain animals.
Yeah.
Now, the Riverbanks Zoo and Garden in Columbia, South Carolina is completely different.
It's a totally different vibe.
It is, and it's pretty similar to most zoos that you probably have been to. The last time we were at the Riverbanks Zoo and Garden, literally all the animals were out.
Except for the tigers.
Except for the tigers. We'll get to that in a little bit. And they're really, all the animals are really close to each other.
Yes, the habitats are not very big. But the one perk is even though the habitats are small, they have a larger viewing area space per habitat. So it's easier to get to see the animals because it's just more space like lined up for the people.
Now, the botanical part is kind of on the other side of the zoo. So that part is a little bit of a walk.
It's a bit of a walk.
Yeah, but other than that, you can get through most of the zoo.
If you're only there for the animals, you don't have to walk that much, and you can easily knock out the zoo in a fairly short day trip.
Yeah, I agree. So if you were choosing between the North Carolina Zoo and the Riverbanks Zoo and Garden in Columbia, South Carolina, which one are you choosing?
So I'm slightly torn because the animal lover part of me feels like I need to say the North Carolina Zoo. But the other part of me and the nostalgic part of me, for other reasons, says the Riverbank Zoo. And I do, if I'm going to go to the zoo, I do want to be able to see the animals. I mean, that's the reason I'm going, is to see them. So I would lean towards the Riverbank Zoo and Garden in South Carolina.
My turn. Now, like I said, it is a hard choice because they are two entirely different zoos, and they are both very good zoos. But if the next time we decide to, hey, let's go to the zoo, and we're trying to decide which one to go to, I'm going with Emily in picking the Riverbanks Zoo and Garden in Columbia, South Carolina. It's such an awesome zoo, and we're really lucky to have two really good
Yes,
zoos
we are.
that are so close to us too. So I'm really interested too for those that leave comments down below, like what state you are in. Like, are the North Carolina people gonna just automatically choose the North Carolina Zoo? Or yeah, so I mean, we live in North Carolina and we chose the South Carolina Zoo. So I'm just interested in the comments below if you'll just leave the state you're in and which one you are choosing. And then also we'll leave down in the description there. We actually did a full tour of the Riverbanks Zoo and Garden, and the reason why Miss Emily is a little nostalgic towards that one. So, all right,
Bye, y'all.
bye.
It has a big alligator, and they have a restaurant right here that you can eat at. So you can eat with the alligators. Woo! It's a big one.